Well, hey everyone, and welcome back to Kiki's Kitchen. Today we are doing a little experimentation, and that's, always fun. As I say, be fearless in the kitchen, and what we're going to be fearless with is we are going to be working with some phyllo dough. Phyllo dough is kind of like puff pastry, except for it's kind of puff pastry deconstructed in very thin slices. And this is my phyllo dough, and actually I need to cover it with a wet paper towel because it dries out like that. Now, the other thing about this particular phyllo dough, which let me show you what it looks like in the box. Hang on. This is what it is, phyllo dough. And there comes two packages, two individual packages, and each package has probably 12 or 16 pieces of phyllo dough. You can cut them up and put them in muffin tins and bake them, and then put like brie and top it with jam. But of course, you know me, I always get ahead of myself. Let's stick with what we're doing today. I have some leftover strawberries from this weekend, and I have some leftover fruit dip from this weekend. So I'm like, yeah, I could make a fruit salad. But I thought, well, this would be kind of fun. So we'll see. So I have, on this sheet over here, I already have one piece out. Well, actually, I have two pieces of phyllo dough out. I have some melted butter, and I'm just going to lightly brush this melted butter on top of my phyllo dough. First, I'm going to kind of dab it, and then I'll spread it out. Now, I had decided I was going to do this yesterday, then I ran out of time. So I had defrosted this, and I put it back in the freezer, which makes it a little harder to work with the next day. You can do it, but there's no guarantees on it being pretty. So now here's my phyllo. So I put some just plain sugar in my bowl, and I want to go over this butter with, let it range some just plain old white sugar. Then I'm going to uncover this. I'm going to take two more slices, and I want you to see honestly how tiny paper thin that is. And this is acting a little bit finicky because, as I said, I tore it. Don't worry if you tear it. But it wouldn't act as finicky if I wouldn't have thawed it yesterday and then refroze it. I'm going to take these two. See how paper thin that is? I take these two sheets and put it on top of these two sheets. Cover that back up. And it's really important that you cover that back up because honestly, these things dry out very quickly. I'm going to dot it again with butter. And go back and kind of smooth that out. Sprinkle it with sugar. And back again for two more. I already have done this. So I want it 6 layers thick is what I want. 1, 2. You know what? If you end up sneaking a 3rd layer, it's not the worst thing that can happen. Just trust me. And it's truly, I don't want you to get the impression that it's real, because it wouldn't be this difficult if I didn't do it yesterday. 2 more right on top. Cover this. But you get the point. Here we go. And this would be my 6th one. All right. Now I'm going to take my pizza cutter. I'm going to cut it down the middle this way. And then go back this way. I'm telling you, I'm terrible at getting things even. Just terrible, terrible, terrible. And then I've got my fish spatula because it gets under everything. And I'm going to put it on my cookie sheet over here. Push that up a little bit. I know you can't see that. Hang on a second and I'll show you. I'm not liking the way that's looking, so I'm going to have to change it up and put it on another cookie sheet. And maybe we can go this way. Okay, so I have 7 of them on here anyway. So I'm going to put this in the oven at 375 for 8 to 10 minutes and let it fluff up. So as that cooks, I'm going to cut up my strawberries. And I'm actually going to finish cutting these things up too, so I'll have these things ready. So I will be back, you know, the rest of what I have here. I will be back with this being puffed up and pretty. Hang in there. Okay, so this is what they look like. They're nice and crispy and buttery and delicious. So, well, this says it's whipped topping. It's really what my leftover fruit dip is. And my fruit dip is I make regular instant pudding as the pudding direction. So instead of 3.5 cups of milk, I think it's 2. And then I use vanilla yogurt. I'll do that in another video. But it's vanilla yogurt, pudding, and a little bit of Cool Whip. And it makes a lovely fruit dip. So I had this left over. So, see, and I'm taking these to my husband and his buddies. They will love me. So I'm going to put a little bit on the top and just spread it over. Now, you guys, I'm not a pastry chef. I tell you this all the time. I do the best I can, and trust me, my audience doesn't complain at all. So I'm going to just spread it out, and then I have some pretty strawberries. And to the best of my ability, I'm going to fan them out over the top. I don't know if it didn't come out so great. And that's okay. I'm going to take a little bit of mint because I absolutely think that mint brings out the flavor in so many fruits. Oh my goodness. And it's pretty. So, I mean, are these pretty or are these pretty? They're pretty. Now, if I had some blueberries, I would put blueberries on there too, but I don't have blueberries. You know, you can put anything on here. And I'll have to do a little thing for phyllo dough because I realized that, you know, the dough that I had, like I said, had been frozen and I had put it back in the fridge so it didn't unroll. And I don't want you to think that it's hard to work with because it is not. You can make it harder by, you know, doing what I did, but I wasn't going to waste it. And, you know, so look how pretty. I'm telling you, these guys are going to love me. And it's such a hot day and they work in such a hot environment. They will be happy as happy can be to see this. That's the truth. One more. I've got a little Bible group tonight. And this is such a great use of my leftover, there's so many things I could have done with this, but this is what I chose. And I think I chose well. So I will take these for our little Bible group tonight too. And they will love it. And I'm telling you, you know, I tell you this all the time. You eat with your eyes first. Your eyes set the tone for whatever is going in your mouth. So trust me when I tell you, if it looks pretty, there's probably a good chance you're going to get good reviews. And these look pretty enough to eat. I'm going to give them a little bit of Give them a little bit of love here with this mint. Now, I do have one particular friend that isn't a fan of basically anything green. So she may scoop it off, but for the rest of us, there we go. There we go. And here we are. Aren't they beautiful? They are, they are. Okay, I'm putting them on paper plates because I'm putting them in the car and taking them down the road. So I hope you try it. Simple. I'll do another puff pastry just to give you some ideas on different things to do with puff pastry. You have a good afternoon. Bye.